Okay, so hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just hacking around the village with Merlin, and I'm giving you a full update on Merlin, as a lot of you may not know what happened to Merlin, as I only broadcasted it on my Instagram. So I'm just going to go over what happened and what is happening with Merlin now. So yeah, as I'm talking you can just watch me and Merlin on our hack round the village. So a while back, on the 16th of December at the end of last year, 2018, me and Merlin were up nice and early to go to some cross country, to get him out and about and ready for the seasons to start, etc. So then we'd warmed up on the flat and headed to our first log, and he refused. And Merlin never normally refuses unless there's something wrong, so I immediately dismounted and took him back to the yard. The vet came out and took a look at his legs and just gave him a basic checkup. And after running some tests, we found out that he'd torn his tendon. So the vet had guessed this from the heat and the swelling in that region. So then that made it so that he was on box rest for a while, and he got incredibly bored, as he's normally really out and about horse. So then fast forwarding a bit to the 7th of January, so a few days later, Merlin, I took him to South Hoof, and it hadn't improved on the 7th, and it had slowly gotten even worse. So then due to that, I was unable to do a lot for him, so I trailed him over to the specialist's vet clinic over at South Hoof, and then Merlin stayed there for as long as he needed to, until he was more or less back to normal, or to a point where I could actually help him, as they had vets working 24/7, so he got the best of care. That was a really sad decision for me to take him away from the stables, but I knew that decision would be important and that would help him. But then it also made it so after this injury that I'd have to completely start from scratch with his fitness. Then fast forwarding a few more days to the 25th of January, I went to visit Merlin over at South Hoof, and there was good and bad news which I got told. The good news was that the vet had been given the go-ahead. The vet had given me the go-ahead to start bringing him back into work, but it would take a while, as it normally does. But then the bad news is, the bad news was that depending on how well he comes back into work or not, and whether he makes a full recovery or not, it may mean that Merlin could never jump or compete again, which would mean that all his talents, etc., would be wasted. But yeah, then fast forward into the 10th of February, I brought Merlin home to Dundle. I bought him brand new tack to make him feel even more comfortable, and at the minute he can only be ridden and walk and trot, but in a few weeks, from the 10th of February, he can be added in a small bit of canter and gradually worked up, and then from that point he could, fingers crossed, be jumped again. And then, so at the minute I am just taking him on a daily hack around the village, as you can see from the video, the surface isn't flat, so it's helping him to build up his muscles. I do a bit of trot on the final stretch and then let him walk it off just before we hit the stables. But yeah, he's going really well and he seems to be doing alright. He does have another vet check soon, which I could maybe do a vlog about that. But yeah, he's doing super well so far and I'm really proud of him. He's pushed through, and as you can see in the video, he's got his ears forward, he's happy, he enjoys being out and about, and if all goes wrong and he can no longer compete, then I will either use him just for a happy hacker or trail pony, or just keep him as a companion and just take him on a ride every now and again. But fingers crossed he can compete again, even if it's not to as high as a level. He just really enjoyed being out and about and travelling around in all the different competitions. So hopefully that is possible to happen again, as I would be disappointed and so would Merlin. But yeah, with him being able to do walk and trot and in a few weeks doing canter, I have signed up for a low level dressage competition, as it's only walk, trot and canter. Yeah, so I'm not really bothered if he even places, but I just want to get him travelling out and about, and it gives us something to work towards and for. And he's just working really hard, and you can tell that he wants to be out all the time. And yeah, he's just being super happy at the minute. His ears are forward, he's going forward, he's listening. I am working on doing some liberty with him also. Not full liberty, just like tackless riding, bareback riding, bridleless riding, stuff like that. I also want to, once he's got his muscle back and he's allowed to add in a bit of canter and he's at the point where he can be schooled, I'm gonna start schooling him again. But yeah, he's just being an absolute darling and being amazing, as a lot of horses who have just come through an accident would probably not even want to go on a hack. They'd probably be too scared, especially so as the accident did happen in Dundle in the forest on the cross-country course. But yeah, if Merlin is able to jump again, we wouldn't be doing cross-country for a while, and if we did, it would just be in a controlled area. It wouldn't be like in the forest, it would be on an actual layout cross-country course such as Fairgrove or Golden Hills, something like that, where it's safe for him, and they would only be tiny until he has got his full confidence back and I can be 100% assured that I'm doing the right thing for him, as I don't want to push him too far and then make him injured again. But yeah, he's doing really well at the minute, as you can tell. So yeah, we've just arrived back at Dundle, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, I just thought it'd be a good opportunity to give you all an update, as some of you may not follow me on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, you can follow me at addy.ironbrooke. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.